Hi, I'm Dr. Taylor Burrows, and you're watching my Ideal Relationship System video series. If you don't know already what my formula is for an ideal relationship, it is, you got your pen? Logic plus desire plus love equals an ideal relationship. I want to talk about love today. I wrote a newsletter this week on love addiction, and it got a lot of attention and responses from my subscribers. Now, if you want to subscribe to that newsletter, you can. The link is below, and it's a really small micro subscription for less than $2 a month for weekly emails. So I go into depth about a lot of these topics in the written form there if you like that better. But let me get back to love addiction. So in regards to the love component, a lot of people put their time and attention in falling in love and the romance behind it. And of course, it's important. It's an essential part of the process of vetting. You want to have an ideal relationship with someone that you're in love with. But people get this wrong. And a lot of times people are fixated on what is unhealthy love, which is really just trying to chase the dragon of lust or infatuation. And that's not actually love. That's not long-term relationship, marriage love. And a lot of times with love addiction, it's insecure attachment. And so it's unhealthy love. It's toxic love. It's more of an addiction to the idea of love than being in love with the person that you're with themselves. And the reason why people have or develop love addiction is usually because of something that happened or whatever they experienced in childhood, and that tendency being repeated throughout their adult life. So that could be actual abuse of any kind, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, neglect, or it could be some kind of childhood adverse experience, which may not be direct abuse to them, but maybe their parents were alcoholics, maybe their parents had mental illness, and so they made for very toxic parents. It could be homelessness. It could be so many different things that were bad or really sort of took away from their childhood experience in regards to the attachment system with their parents, creating that unhealthy style of love that then they sought out as adults. And so this person who is a love addict, first of all, you have to recognize that the infatuation and the lust and all of those fantastical, sort of romance ideas, they're addictive. They're literally neurochemical reactions in our brain that our body can get addicted to. And we're basically focusing and fixating on this experience, like I said, chasing that dragon, which is that high that it provides, rather than being able to be really honest and grounded in the present moment with yourself and that person in a healthy way. You're really just looking to, have that excitement again, create that roller coaster experience. And there's a few things that you can look for to see if maybe you could be a love addict. That might sound familiar to you. So let me read those to you really quickly. It could be mistaking sexual and or romantic intensity for love and genuine lasting intimacy, because it's not. Or feeling desperate and alone when not in a relationship. That's quite common. Seeking a new relationship while still in a relationship. No, that's definitely not an indication that you really love someone. Relying on romantic intensity as a way to escape from stress and other types of emotional discomfort. So that's kind of along the lines of what I was talking about, is being able to detach from your own internal experience, meet your own needs, and have a healthy, loving relationship with yourself. You're basically looking outside of you to meet those needs for intimacy and belongingness. I mean, we do need people in our lives, but this is taking it to a different level. So the goal is to create a secure attachment. You have to be able to have that healthy independence with yourself first after you become mature enough and leave the parent home, right? But then you need to be able to be interdependent as an adult in your relationships. So a lot of people either go from overly independent and unable to attach securely, or they're codependent and they're more like a love addict in that case. So you don't want to be either of those extremes. To be securely attached and interdependent requires a strong sense of self and self-love and a very honest way of attaching to your significant other, so that you basically don't lose sight of yourself, but you also are able to embrace the commitment and the responsibility, as well as all of the wonderful luxuries of being in a healthy couple. So I hope that answers some of your questions about love addiction. Now, the reason that I bring this up is because I've been working with a lot of people who've had a hard time breaking up from their partner because of this love addiction. Like, they know in their minds that it's unhealthy and that they cannot pursue this relationship anymore, but they also can't live without them. And they're basically tormenting themselves, trying to stay attached and then detach, trying to break up, but not so cleanly. It doesn't work that way. When you have love addiction, or when you're this obsessed and entangled with someone in an insecure, unhealthy type of love, you need a clean break, and you need to get back to basics and make sure and cleanse your whole system. You need a detox, like as if you were detoxing from a drug addiction. That's how bad it is. So physiologically, you need to have the time to recalibrate your system. Your neurotransmitters are no longer going to be getting the fixes that you got from that attention, from the highs and lows and the roller coaster of that relationship. So you need to learn how to manage on your own. Getting back to the basics is so important. You have to see it as essential and good and not boring or dull. So that means literally like eating, sleeping, exercising, getting outside for fresh air and sunshine, getting your work done, focusing on the practical, the concrete, and making sure that you identify some goals so that you can strive and direct your behavior towards something purposeful, and then taking the time to reflect, practicing your mindfulness activities, right? Like journaling, reading, meditation, maybe even your own self-development process and study, seeking out someone like myself. So it's going to take some time, and it will take your body about 3 months to detox from all of those chemicals and the addiction and basically dependence on that attachment system that went awry. And then once you're able to stand on your own 2 feet, then you can consider a new one, and making sure that you vet for the right person using the equation of logic plus desire plus love from a healthy place and a healthy heart will bring you to hopefully much closer of a chance to find that ideal partnership. So feel free to leave a comment below or a question, or you can reach out to me on my website and request your free 15-minute discovery call. It's ideallovelife.com.